Hey, all my Michigan friends and Michigan fans. Hey, listen, you know what? This past weekend was an extremely depressing and disappointing time watching football. I could not believe that we lost to Michigan State. We were winning the game. We had a 16-point lead. We couldn't hold on. This was so depressing. I haven't been this depressed about watching a Michigan game since I went to the Rose Bowl against USC. That was hard to take, losing that game. And this game right here just took me down. So, listen, in the last video I talked about the fact that Michigan would win the game 31-24. I felt that if we scored 31 points, that would be enough for us to win. I thought our defense would hold them down a little bit. I thought we would stuff their run game a little better than we did. I also had put in there some key elements to winning that game. The run game for both teams, turnovers, and defense. And you know what? On some of this we were okay. On some of this we were not. But I look at this and I blame this strictly on coaching. The players played their asses off. The players did everything that the coaches demanded from them. They gave their heart and soul to the University of Michigan in that game. And you know what? You could see it. I actually thought there was more enthusiasm from the players than I have seen in many years in a big game like that. So now I go back and I have to look at the situation that we're in with Coach Harbaugh. I think he's a great coach. I think he runs an extremely clean program. Any school would die to be 7-0 going into an undefeated matchup with their rivals. All of that is fine and dandy. But when it comes down to it, we have to win the big games. And Harbaugh, for whatever reason, and who knows what the reason is, he does not have it in him when it comes to these big games. When he was in the NFL and you watched him, he was fiery. When he first came to the University of Michigan, he was fiery on the sidelines. He was going out and bragging that how good the program was going to be. But now all of a sudden he's on the sidelines and you don't see much enthusiasm from him. Now I have to give credit, 7-0 going into the game. We've changed the coaching staff. We're recruiting great players. I have no problems with that. My problem is that if you and I show up to our job dressed for success, we go out there, we're there day in and day out, and we don't perform, then we're not going to have a job. And at this point in time with Jim Harbaugh, we have given him plenty of years, plenty of opportunities, plenty of coaching changes for him to be successful. And at this point in time, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I do not see him winning the big games. I thought, when I said this would be a legacy win, here's my thought. I thought, 7-0, he's going to win the game. This is going to quiet a lot of people down about him being able to be successful and win the big game. It's going to take the pressure off him. But now the pressure is nothing but amplified. It's nothing but amplified on him now to go out there and win against Penn State, go out there and beat Ohio State. When we were playing Michigan State, I didn't even care about the Ohio State game. I just wanted us to beat Michigan State to get the monkey off our back, that we could go 8-0 and stay in the top 5 teams in the country and be in that playoff contention. But again, we didn't win, and now we're going to be going into where we have Indiana this week. We're going to have Penn State the following week. We're going to have Ohio State at the end of the season. Honestly, folks, if Jim Harbaugh cannot pull out either the Penn State game or the Ohio State game, then at this point in time, I do not believe he should be retained as the coach of the University of Michigan next year. And I believe the school should go out and start looking for a new head coach. Now, I hear a lot of dumbos on Twitter that say, well, who are you going to hire him with? I mean, if you fire him today, who are you going to get? You know what? When you're a major university like the University of Michigan or, for example, USC, you're not going to go out there and say, well, we fired the coach today and we're just going to go get any guy that we want. That just doesn't work that way. A reputable coach is not going to leave his current situation until the end of the season. Then that's when we go out there and we start looking for a new coach. The job is open. Who's out there? And it doesn't have to be a Michigan man. It could be any coach that is out there winning, that is out there with a good reputation to keep the Michigan program going. But it has to be someone that, listen, we're going to win the big games. We're not always going to sit here and lose every single game and get laughed at. So listen, I love the University of Michigan. I love the stadium. I love the team. I've been watching it since I was a child. But at this point in time, I think it's almost about time to pull the plug and make the change. So listen, folks, let's go blue. Let's beat Indiana. Let's go 8-1, and let's get ready for Penn State. And I'm going to catch you on the next episode.